From bacteria in orbit to crazy-shaped storms on faraway planets, outer space is a roller coaster ride for your mind. It's time to boldly go where no fact videos have gone before with a list of incredible facts from beyond our world. I'm Ben with List 20 Plus, and here are 20 plus astonishing facts about outer space. Have you ever wondered what would happen if you lit a match in space? First of all, don't try it. You'd be in a lot of trouble if you set fire to a spaceship. Secondly, the flame wouldn't behave the way you'd expect. Instead of shooting upwards, it would spread out in all directions. That's because there's no gravity in space to pull the flame upwards. You might think that the cold vacuum of space would be a sterile environment, but you'd be wrong. Astronauts carry bacteria into space with them, whether they like it or not. And once those bacteria are up there, they seem to get a boost from the environment. They become stronger and more resistant to medication. It's like a microbial boot camp. Thankfully, this effect is only temporary. Our sun is a giant ball of burning gas, but have you ever stopped to think about just how massive it really is? The sun accounts for 99.8% of the entire mass of our solar system. Everything else, all the planets, moons, asteroids, and comets, only make up 0.2%. The sun was born from a massive cloud of dust and gas called a solar nebula. Imagine standing on Mars, watching the sun dip below the horizon. You might be surprised to see the sunset is blue. Instead of fiery oranges and reds, Martian sunsets have a cool hue. Mars' fine dust scatters blue wavelengths of light, so the blue light passes through the atmosphere relatively unscathed. Jupiter's moon Io is one of the most volcanically active bodies in our solar system. Io is covered in volcanoes that are constantly erupting, spewing out lava and plumes of gas. What makes Io so volatile? It all has to do with the intense gravitational forces it experiences from Jupiter and its other moons. Io is caught in a gravitational tug-of-war, generating an incredible amount of heat inside the moon. Neutron stars are some of the most extreme objects in the universe. They're incredibly dense. Just a teaspoonful of neutron star material would weigh billions of tons. They're also incredibly small, typically only about 12 miles across. But the most mind-blowing thing about neutron stars is how fast they spin. These cosmic whirlwinds can rotate hundreds of times per second. Here's a fun fact about space that might surprise you. Metal bonds together automatically in the vacuum of space. Astronauts have discovered that if two pieces of metal touch each other in space, they'll fuse together as if they were always one piece. It's the absence of certain elements like oxygen and water vapor that makes all the difference. Our planet has just one moon, but Saturn has a whopping 82. That's a lot of moons to keep track of. One of Saturn's moons, Titan, is even larger than the planet Mercury. Titan is also the only moon in our solar system known to have a dense atmosphere. Another fascinating moon is Enceladus, which is covered in ice and has geysers that erupt from its south polar region. Jupiter is the largest planet in our solar system, so large in fact, that it's sometimes called a failed star. Jupiter is a gas giant, mostly made up of hydrogen and helium, the same elements that make up our sun. Jupiter is more massive than all the other planets in our solar system combined. But here's the catch. Jupiter isn't quite massive enough to become a star. To do that, it would need to be about 80 times more massive. Enceladus, one of Saturn's many moons, is a truly remarkable place. This icy world is one of the most reflective objects in our solar system, thanks to its incredibly smooth and reflective surface. The moon is covered in a thick layer of water ice, and this ice is incredibly pure and free of impurities. Did you know that you can actually see the International Space Station, or ISS, with your own eyes? No telescope required. The ISS orbits Earth at an altitude of about 250 miles and it's constantly moving. It circles the planet every 90 minutes. The best time to see the ISS is just before sunrise or just after sunset. Our planet may seem like a pretty solid and unchanging place, but did you know that Earth is actually shrinking? Don't worry, it's not shrinking at an alarming rate. It's a very slow process. Earth loses about 66,000 tons of mass every year. That's about the weight of a small mountain. The mass loss is due to a combination of factors, including the escape of gases from our atmosphere and the loss of heat from Earth's interior. We've all gazed up at the moon and admired its round, luminous beauty, but what if I told you that the moon isn't perfectly round at all? It's actually shaped more like a lemon. It bulges out a bit at the equator and is slightly flattened at the poles. This unusual shape is a result of the moon's history. Billions of years ago, when the moon was still young and molten, it was spinning much faster than it does today. Water is essential for life, and Earth has plenty. But what about space? Is there water in the vast cosmic desert? It turns out there is. Water is surprisingly common in space. Scientists found water ice on the Moon, Mars, and even Mercury. The most promising source is Europa, Jupiter's moon. We've all seen those amazing images of astronauts floating effortlessly inside the International Space Station. It looks like they're having a blast, free from gravity, but they're not actually weightless. They're in microgravity. It's a state of very weak gravity, close enough to create the illusion of weightlessness. The ISS is in constant freefall around Earth. Black holes are some of the most mysterious and awe-inspiring objects in the universe. They're regions of space-time where gravity is so strong that nothing, not even light, can escape. But despite their name, black holes aren't completely black. They can be surrounded by some of the brightest objects in the universe. These bright objects are called accretion disks, made up of gas and dust that's spiraling into the black hole. Space is often described as a silent place, but the truth is that the cosmos is actually full of sound. We just can't hear it with our ears. That's because sound waves need a medium to travel through, like air or water. In the vacuum of space, there's no air to vibrate. But that doesn't mean there's no sound in space. These sound waves are called electromagnetic waves, and they can be detected by special instruments. Saturn is a planet known for its stunning rings, but it also boasts a truly bizarre atmospheric feature, a hexagonal-shaped storm that has been raging for centuries. This massive storm, located at Saturn's North Pole, is unlike any other storm in our solar system. Scientists believe that the storm's unusual shape is a result of the jet streams that flow around Saturn's poles. We all know that space exploration is an expensive endeavor, but have you ever wondered just how much those iconic spacesuits cost? Brace yourselves, because the price tag is astronomical. A single NASA spacesuit can cost upwards of $150 million. When Neil Armstrong took his first steps on the moon in 1969, he uttered the now famous words, "That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind." Armstrong's footprints and those of his fellow Apollo astronauts are still on the moon today. They could remain there for millions of years to come. When we think of collisions in space, we usually picture asteroids smashing into planets. But did you know that entire galaxies can collide with each other? Our Milky Way is on a collision course with Andromeda. Don't panic just yet. This won't happen for another 4 billion years. When it does, it will be spectacular. The two galaxies will merge, creating cosmic fireworks. Well, there you have it now. 20+ mind-blowing facts about outer space that are sure to make you question everything you thought you knew about the universe. From weightless flames to galactic collisions, space is a truly wild and wonderful place. Who knows what other mysteries and wonders await us in the vast expanse of the cosmos? Keep looking up, keep exploring, and never stop asking questions. Until next time, this is Ben with List 20 Plus, signing off.